That's right. Back again. 2012 fantasy football.
Oh, God, I can't believe I have to come back to this. This is unbelievable.
It feels amazing coming back as a champion, but welcome back, sir.
Sir.
Marshall Woodward.
Danny Lee, this is a new season. We're back. We are ready to rock and roll.
That's right.
We've been talking about this forever now.
Man, we've been dying. I've been talking about it at work. Everybody's ready to go. The draft was great. But let me just gloat a little bit. I got to take my, 10 seconds of glory. I am the champ. So all year long, my name will be on the trophy. Looks good. But yeah, I pulled it off last year. Started out shaky, 0-2. And my personality, when I'm 0-2, I tore up my whole team. Started making trades, picked up some guys. That was, the Brady I picked up in a trade, Gronkowski in a trade, Michael Bush in a trade. So, yeah. But not to dwell on that, but again, I am the champion this year. You guys will have to hear that all year long.
So obviously, this guy is totally big-headed at this point. It's going to be very easy to take him down because he's just not even thinking straight at this point. Okay?
Right.
He is not going to be a defending champ.
Every game, when you guys play against me, it'll make you feel good because you're like, I'm playing the champ. I'm playing the champ. So I'm going to get everybody's best shot this year. I know that.
Understood. So, we had a successful draft here last Sunday, this past Sunday,
Last Sunday, had a draft.
Right.
Thanks everybody who attended and everybody who did it online. Great job, guys.
Absolutely. So 16 teams, very, very thin pickings over here. So we actually spent the last couple hours researching, and we're going to come out and say, subjectively, who we believe had the best draft, who had the worst draft.
That's right. Now, you guys might not all agree with this, but we went down the list from the first team, and we put that team against everybody's team to see who we thought had the best team all around. So it's not just about one player, but all around.
Rather heated debate. So let's get right into it. So I will take the lead with who we deemed had the best draft. And we thought we were close, right? But there was a slight edge out. So, DMV Skins, Jordan, you are who we deemed as the best draft.
Best draft. The sad thing about that is he did an auto draft. So,
yeah,
auto draft did a better job than draft.
We were thinking about kicking that out automatically because of the auto draft, but you got a really well-rounded team all across the board. There were some people that came in, they had top receivers, like a great receiving core, but they were weak at the running back position, weak at the tight end position.
Yep.
So, but here, let's chime off. Phillip Rivers, LaShawn McCoy, Beanie Wells, Roddy White, Kenny Britt, A.J. Green, Brent Selleck, D'Angelo Williams, Janikowski, and then our two defensive players, Lofton and Bishop or whatnot. So that came out when we did the matchup against every other team in the league. We had to give the slight edge over to DMV Skins.
That's right.
Although I think you and I are actually
I think
we're pretty close.
I think we're right there.
We had a decent draft ourselves.
I'm very satisfied with the draft. I went with some guys with upside, with injuries from last year, with my boy Jamal Charles and McFadden rolling with those two backs. Got a lot of upside, but a lot of risk. We'll see what happens.
Yep. So, what the great thing is, we believe that you have the best draft as it stands right now. But guess who you're up against?
That's
week
right.
1.
You get the champ week 1, Jordan. Better be ready. All right, so that brings us into the worst draft. And I recommended for Danny that I go over the worst draft team just in case he sees her. Yes, that is Miss Ride or Die, Shakita. We feel like she had the worst draft. And let's run down it. It's hard to say somebody has a bad draft if you have Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback. But that kind of lets you know right there how bad her draft was. Okay. Marshawn Lynch, solid. I'll take that. Next running back, Alfred Morris for the Skins. I know that he went up everybody's draft board after his last preseason game, but come on. I can't take Alfred Morris as one of my starting running backs.
The consistent all the way through the year.
Oh my gosh. Then we're going to go, let's see, Demaryius Thomas, wide receiver. Okay, solid. Pierre Garçon. Are you starting to see a hometown feeling here? Lance Moore on her team every year. She loves Lance Moore.
What is he, number 4? There's not even 4 receivers, but I would almost call him number 4 receiver on the team.
I don't know. Maybe
Jay Graham definitely has it up beyond Lance Moore there.
She's going with the upside. Maybe he'll get some touchdowns.
All right.
Vernon Davis. Pretty good. Yeah. Nice tight end. Flex is Dustin Keller. Okay, I'm not feeling too good about Sanchez or Tebow throwing the ball there. So, not feeling too good about that. Then just looking over the overall team, there's not a lot of depth there. So she's got a lot of defenders on the bench. Overall, worst draft. So Shakira, you are the loser. Jordan, you are the winner of the draft.
But it's anybody's game the moment we take the gridiron every single Sunday. So let's run through this lineup here, okay? Week 1, start chatting off. Fantasy Ballers, DMV Skins. We gave DMV Skins the best overall draft. And Fantasy Ballers are your defending champions. Not a bad team either.
I don't think so. I think, I've been looking at it. I think I might squeak out a win, even though we did project him as the best team. I'm going to do some work on my team, a little tweak here and there, and we'll see what happens.
I'm going to have to give it to the DMV Skins. It was the reason why we chose them at the end of the day. Although, I would say if he's going to win, it's not going to be a blowout. And if you...
Definitely not.
And not that you don't have a good chance to win. I give it like a 45-55, slightly in his favor.
Pretty close, pretty close.
Auto draft versus the cream team overall.
Yeah.
So
I like auto draft team. He did pretty good on his draft. I think he was at work on the day of the draft, but he had his computer there and he was on there doing it.
Although I got to give mad props to the cream team. We're leading with some RG3 action right there.
RG3.
Absolutely, all the way through and through. So yeah, I would also give it to what is that? You said
I'm gonna say auto draft takes that match.
Yeah, and I hate to give it to a freaking auto drafter. That's ridiculous. All right, V's Beniz and New Era. V's Beniz, what is up with the whole San Diego connection again? You realize if something happens there, you're all done. That's called lack of diversification.
Just if you guys don't know what he's talking about, she has Robert Meacham, Michael Floyd, and Antonio Gates in her starting lineup. So, what a lineup there. Yeah, if San Diego has some struggling throwing the ball, she's in trouble.
Although Andrew Luck versus Tony Romo, So, call it. What would be the case here? New Era versus V's Beniz.
Man, I'm going to go ahead and say New Era pulls it out in a close one.
I will take New Era as well. All right, next up on the list, we have here Twisters versus the Boondocks.
Boondocks. Kyle actually made it to the draft this year. That 75-cent toll road that cost him last year. He showed up early this year for the draft and said he feels much better about his team. So
it's a pretty even matchup based upon what we're looking at right here, but I will give the slight edge over to the Twisters in this case.
Going Twisters with Mr. Allen. He talks a little bit of trash, so I'm going to go Kyle. I'm going to say, Boondocks pulls off the upset here. I got you, Kyle. Come on.
All right, understood. All right, next up on the list, what do we have here? You Suck No Romo versus the Kitty Cats.
Uh-oh. You Suck No Romo and Kitty Cats. Wow. Well, we've talked about it. Kitty Cats team has a ton of receivers, like amazing talent as far as receivers, but...
Listen, Steve Smith, Calvin Johnson, Greg Jennings, Miles Austin. But nothing much else to round out the rest.
Receiver, but just no starting running backs. Kevin Smith is her #1 running back, and that's a big question mark there. I would have said easily if she had one more starting running back, like say a top 15 back or top 20, she might have had the best draft. But unfortunately, she didn't. So who are you going to take in that matchup?
I will take Kitty Cats in that case.
I'll take her in that matchup.
That receiving core is ridiculous. So.
Yeah, we'll go with that upside.
All right, Piss on Your Sunday Shoes versus the Goodfellas.
Dave and Frank. All righty. We got Drew Brees versus Flacco. Just running down AP for Dr. Casella. Man, that's a tough one, but I'll go Frank. I'll say Frank will take this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give this one to Frank as well. So that's looking pretty good there. All right, next up on the list, You Will Be Shanked versus me, the Black Magic Ninjas.
Uh-oh.
The roommates.
The roommate
I'm not even looking at it. I know I'm going to win. It's not even going to be close.
I wish Alex was here so he could defend himself.
Yeah, he can't, even if he was here.
You guys going to put a small wager on that or something?
We'll put something on it.
Who's buying the shots or something?
I had the most well-rounded draft along with you next to DMD.
I agree. Okay? So I'm going to say you're going to win that one.
Because you know that I did a good job. Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah, you're improving.
Damn straight. The manager's not falling asleep this year.
Yeah, you heard it, Frank.
I'm not even going to bother. Look, even though Shakita had the worst draft according to us, right?
Yeah.
Because of a trade rape is still on alert, I'm going to give it to Shakita, just straight up.
That's a reference from last year. I just crushed you, trade raper.
Yep.
Anyways, I'm going to be
registered sex offender.
I'm going to be realistic, and I will say that he's going to beat Shakita. Aaron Rodgers will have to put up a big number, and he's capable of it, but he's going to pretty much have to put up points for 3 positions for her to win. I don't think that's going to happen, so...
Understood.
I got him.
Well, those are the calls for the week, guys. Looking forward to matching up.
Definitely.
We'll see you guys on the gridiron.
Can't wait. All right, good luck, everybody. Go Skins.